Hey there, fellow brothers and sisters. Welcome to Irish Drifters Podcast, where every journey has a story. I'm John and I'll be your guide through uncharted paths and unforgettable moments. Let's hit the road together. Subscribe, and let's get drifting.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you're here. If you're new, my name is John. Before we jump into today's story, be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out in future episodes. Let's get to it. Right, have you ever fallen in love with something you never expected to? For me, it was tea. But not the kind we grew up in Ireland, but something entirely different. And here's the thing, I didn't always love tea. In fact, I didn't like it. But over the years, it became much more than a drink. It became a doorway to other cultures, new experiences, and even a new version of myself. To be honest, I never thought something so simple could change the way I saw the world, but it did. And this is my story of how a humble cup of tea taught me to embrace curiosity and transformation. Let me take you on a journey. My journey of chasing the aroma of tea. But first, fun fact. Did you know that tea is the second most consumed beverage in the world after water? Well, now you know. Growing up in Ireland, tea was everywhere. It wasn't just a beverage, it was like a national handshake, a way of saying you belong. What if I told you that in Ireland, Ireland is known to be one of the top tea consuming countries in the world. They love their tea, for sure. So, going back to the story, but for some reason, I just couldn't get into tea. I'd visit my friend's house, and they'd hand me a cup of tea, steaming hot, full of tradition. I'd take a sip and, well, it just didn't land with me. Fast forward to my late 20s, I found myself traveling through Southeast Asia, bags slung over my shoulders, and curiosity leading the way. One humid afternoon, a friend handed me a cup of green tea. I remember looking at it, not wanting to drink it, feeling skeptical. It was nothing like the tea I'd grown up around in Ireland. It was if a new door had opened, revealing a room filled with endless possibilities that I never imagined. So, I took a sip, more out of politeness, to be fair, than interest. And then something shifted. It was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. Subtle, bold, earthy yet refreshing. It wasn't trying to be anything other than what it was. And for the first time, I got it. Here's something interesting. I read somewhere green tea has been consumed for over 5,000 years, dating back to ancient China, where it was originally used for medicinal purposes. Now, back to the story. The taste exploded in my mouth like a burst of sunlight after a long grey storm. When I returned home, I was buzzing about the tea. I started offering it to my family and friends, eager to share what I discovered. Their reactions, let's just say, they were less enthusiastic than I was. It felt like offering a new flavour to a familiar recipe that no one was quite ready to try. For me, tea had become more than a drink. It was a connection to something bigger. Every sip reminded me of that small tea shop in Southeast Asia, more specifically in Malaysia. Stepping out of my comfort zone and into a new version of myself. Now, living in China, tea has become part of my everyday life. It grounds me, energizes me, and reminds me to slow down and savor the moment. It's more than a drink. I feel it's a way of life. Just to show you here some tea that I bought recently. Here, this is red tea. So inside, this is the actual dried leaves. So you're getting a really good taste. And this one is green tea. Both are very good, and definitely I would recommend. So going back to the story here, tea had woven its roots into my life like a vine growing up a trellis, connecting me to new experiences. How can I say it? I would describe it as tea is my anchor in a busy world. Or let's let's see, tea is my anchor in a busy world. A moment of stillness in the rush of life. Here's what tea taught me. I'm going to use my garden analogy that I use at the end of my videos. Try to weave it into my story here. Because I look at life with a garden analogy for a lot of different ideas. So here goes. Here's what tea taught me. The world is like a garden. It's filled with flavors, experiences, and connections just waiting to be discovered. If we only stick to what we know, we miss out in the beauty of the garden, the variety, the richness, and the surprises. Now, I want to hear from you. What's something you tried and unexpectedly fell in love with? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this story thought-provoking, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more content. As always, guys, remember, the world is your garden. Get drifting. See you in the next one.